Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Ratio1 Talks, another episode. My name is Mihai, and today we are joined by Andrei, Petrica, and Vitalii. Hey, guys, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
So, let's jump right into today's topic. It is about decentralization, or rather, the misconceptions that can float around. It's a very big topic, it's a very big thing to wrap your head around, and I think that is a good moment to sort of branch out the discussions to um, what people might misinterpret, or what people can only correlate through their own filters. And I think that is a good portion what other people, when people approach us from the crypto universe, for example. There are some people, maybe a larger number, who hear decentralization and automatically think of cryptocurrencies. And this is the main question, and the question that I'm passing to you guys. Is decentralization actually just about crypto, or just in correlation with it, or can it go beyond that? Is it are there some real world examples of where this decentralization isn't connected directly to cryptocurrencies?
Can I ask you a question first?
Yes.
Is
I'm
this like
answering with a question.
yeah, I mean, it's a very obvious question, I think, Petrica. Is this like the first episode in this subject out of the next 100 episodes? Because this is a 100 episode subject. It's not a 30 minutes talk. I mean, this is crazy. This subject, I think, it's itself in itself a whole science. Okay, so I leave this question to you. And to give you a very quick answer, I think there is a big misconception in what decentralization means. Decentralization can work without tokenized economies. So token economy, it's one thing. Decentralization, it's another thing. They're connected. And the cryptocurrency universe, it's another thing. They're two different things. So to pass from the cryptocurrency universe to the decentralization universe, let's say, you have to pass to the tokenized economy universe. You can have all three of them basically independently. You can have the crypto universe where you have the meme coins that have zero value. Basically, there is nothing about decentralization. There is nothing about tokenized economies. There is nothing about real life value. And this is one thing. Then you have the tokenized economies and tokenized things such as, Ethereum, for example, or even Bitcoin. But I'm talking more about Ethereum because in Ethereum you have the smart contracts, you have things like smart things that happen because of decentralization. And there is, of course, the decentralization itself that can run without tokens. You can have decentralized compute, and the only problem you have to solve is to how you manage it technologically and how you manage it legally. When you combine decentralized ecosystems, decentralized technologies with tokenized economies, you get what we try to do and what other ecosystems try to do. For example, Ethereum, of course. There is both tokenized and circular and tokenized economies as well as decentralized computing. So I think this wasn't a short answer.
Yeah, I think it pointed out the essential difference between decentralization and the crypto assets mainly. Considering that everybody, when they talk about decentralization, they purely talk about crypto assets, whether it's fungible or non-fungible tokens. But actually, these are just tools to enhance or not the decentralization, because we can have centralized economies on blockchain and still work on blockchain, and you can't actually call them decentralized ecosystems or economies. So it's important not only to have um, the crypto asset. It's important how the crypto asset is distributed, how the economy beyond the project is maintained, and how it actually is transparent, immutable, and how all the actors involved in owning and using the crypto assets actually interact with each other in order to set a proper framework to sustain the decentralization. Without actually having a framework and trustless framework for decentralization, you just have just some assets on a blockchain, or just a fake decentralization, just because you hide a project behind the token or behind a NFT collection and so on.
Yeah, and this is this is a good sort of distinction to make, especially since we have, of course, our utility token, R1 token, that is an integral part of the entire network, of the entire system. That this is, I think, why it's good to sort of start with this question about the importance and the difference of decentralization from the other bubbles that exist regarding cryptocurrencies and the crypto market, let's say. Yeah, let's keep things going. Let's tackle another possible question. Let's see here. Regarding the decentralized systems security, or rather the security compared to a centralized one. Many people might fear that maybe it's not as secure as a centralized system. How do we answer this one?
Yeah, first of all, it's different. So you can't, when we started when we launched our project, we, probably including myself, made a big mistake. We started comparing ourselves with other projects. This is maybe something that people are usually accustomed with. But I don't think this is the right way to do it, particularly when you are bringing forward a disruptive project. Ratio1 is a disruptive project. We are doing permissioned, trustless, decentralized compute and AI development. So if you
it's
look
a
at
very big bowl of things. It's
yeah, exactly. So if you're looking at the Web3 ecosystem as a blockchain decentralized ecosystem, you will see that there is no other project that is similar to us, meaning no other project are enforcing node operator KYC, KYB. They are not prepared, and they don't focus on enterprise adoption. They focus on trustless compute, permissionless adoption, while we focus on enterprise compute. So we realize that at the end of the day, there is complementarity and there is a place for everything. And I think the same paradigm applies to security. Decentralized security, yeah, you can argue that it's better. You can argue that there is no single point of failure. There is no single centralized point that can be the main attack vector, and somebody can attack you and steal your credentials and so on. And if you have a decentralized network, each individual user actually have their own keys on their own machine, in their own, in their own ledger or whatever physical device they have for their secret keys, for the private keys, and nobody can steal that. While in a centralized environment, you can steal credentials, and you see this all the time.
And that actually branches out to another thing that might be a big misconception, the idea that, okay, I'm joining this network, but aren't I more vulnerable by joining a network? Can something or someone from the
Yeah.
network find my personal information and put there? You know, that's another thing that that might be a
Yeah,
misconception.
and actually you're not more vulnerable. You don't have censorship, you have full data ownership, and you control your password, you control your account. So there is no central authority that holds your account, your keys, your licenses, your
Yeah.
whatever. You hold the keys, you hold the license, and everyone else can attest, can certify, and can legitimate your existence and your participation. You are recognized as such by all the other participants. And this is, in my opinion, this is the next level. However, I don't think that ever on this planet, or at least in our lifetime, in my lifetime, uh, the decentralized ecosystem will replace centralized ones. They will coexist. Right now, they don't complement each other. They don't coexist. They are like different worlds. You have a big elephant and you have a small mosquito, right?
Mm.
So maybe they will both at some point be as big as each other, and they will coexist and they will cooperate and they will feed each other. And this is the way to move forward. This is the way forward. And this, of course, will bring also the cleansing of the what we call today Web3, with all the scams, with all the 90+%. Uh, I don't want to call it how I should call it. So yeah, this
Yeah,
is my
yeah, I
opinion.
know. We understand, and I think that's another good transition towards another misconception. But yeah, the idea that it's a very small separate bubble from centralized networks and such. Um, the idea that it will grow in time, hopefully in all our lifetimes, means more people actually understand and more people learn about decentralization, and
Yeah,
that's
you know
not.
what, Mihai?
Yeah,
Interrupting. I think AI, Mihai AI, it has a rhythm. I
we can
think
rhyme it.
AI,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think AI will have a huge contribution in decentralization adoption.
Mm,
Although at this moment, if you look on the market, only the big players actually provide AI. I'm not even talking about 1 billion startups. I'm talking about the real big player, the hyperscalers that also have AI teams and AI capabilities. But I think this will change.
mm. All right. Fair. Um, right. Just a second to see. Ah, yes. I was going to make the transition between the idea of more people joining, more people
Apologies for
embracing.
interrupting.
Perfectly fine, perfectly. It was a good addition. The idea that decentralized networks are complicated for the average person that wants to get into this. It's like, okay, I want to learn about it. Let's uh, uh, let's approach this. Where do I start? And I think that's another imposing thing. It can be scary to start learning about this branch. Uh, how do we answer such a fright? How do we tell people that, hey, it's okay, it's something that can be approached with open arms, and we can uh, welcome people? That is, it is a vast subject, but it's not a frightening, complex universe to jump into.
The fact is that in the last years, everybody talked about decentralization, blockchain, crypto assets, cryptocurrencies, uh, in a way that it made it look like it's something very niched, very cyberpunk, very um, mysterious in a way. And it's not about this. It's about having the right gateways, the right tools to actually use it. It's not about how complicated technology is, because if even now, if you ask a lot of people how decentralized technologies work, most of them, they won't know, and there are more users of this technology than the people understanding it deeply. So it's all about the tools, the gateways, and making it I would say non-tech proof in a way that people will actually reach a certain point in time where they will actually use decentralized applications for almost everything without actually knowing, but just being aware they are handled in a decentralized way. So right now, myself, I'm working on a product that is going to soon be announced on Ratio1. I know that I keep saying that it will be announced soon, being built on Ratio1, but bear with us. It's going to be super interesting, and people will be able to use decentralized encrypted application, even with their emails, even with their wallets, cross chain, cross connection method, without actually, some of them even without knowing they are using blockchain. So think about it you are connecting with an email, nothing changes for you, but in the background you have full ownership of your data, full ownership of your files you could share, or your messages, and you just know that this is happening because you actually can trust the code, because decentralization actually goes hand in hand with the open source. You can actually have decentralization just by saying it's decentralized without actually opening the gates and allowing people to sneak in the technology we have been writing in the past. So this is mainly our main ethos when we praise the Ratio1 network, because it's like 4 years of open source code. It's open to anybody. If you are brave enough, spin your own network. It goes the same with the new product I'm going to announce in the future days. Uh, if you like it, spin it for yourself. If you need help for your business, let us spin it for yourself on Ratio1, or if not, use it, the public one we have been launching in the last days, and that's it. You can even ask somebody to check if the technology really does what it says it does, and if it's really decentralized. And I think that's the future, actually. People being able, without any friction, to use such decentralized technologies. That's the future.
Yeah, and I think that we've had the opportunity to talk to people that are interested, clients and such, that have joined the network and who came with us with various questions. Do we have any particular scenario in which somebody new who joined had a challenging question, or again another misconception about the decentralized network? I'm talking specifically from the interactions we've had in our past with companies or individuals.
I would say the highest frequency misconception I faced since 2018, 2017 is that decentralized means just permissionless. I think this is actually one of the things I've been hearing a lot. There are people praising this aspect, but actually, decentralized has many binary terms. Like you have trusted ecosystem versus trustless ecosystem. You have permissioned ecosystem versus permissionless ecosystem. You can have a mix, a hybrid of both of them. Decentralization can manifest in many ways. So people just think about the purest way of having, let's say, decentralization, of being permissionless and trustless, like Bitcoin, for example. But it doesn't work in business world, in a full enterprise world. It wouldn't work. You have standards. You need to have accountability for the people providing for the network. So it wouldn't work. And that's why actually we went forward with a hybrid approach, being trustless. So don't trust, verify it. You have open source code, you can see how the protocol works. You don't need to trust any actor of the protocol. Everything works by the code, but still behind the actors of the protocol there are permissioned people joining the ecosystem after going through a minimum verification regarding their identity, so that in any case in the future they can be held accountable for certain actions, both to the protocol and also to especially to the clients of the protocol.
Yeah.
Petrica, can I go from very scientific and technical and commercial and legal wise perspective that you uh, presented to a very mundane and low level elephant in the room one?
Shoot it.
So I think that the biggest misconception that we face so far is the fact that people don't understand what uh, Ratio1 stands for decentralization, and from investing perspective, people, for example, make the confusion of um, having a stake in Ratio1, as in getting some nodes, running some nodes, providing compute power, providing compute to real estate, and becoming a real estate landowner, a processing real estate landowner, with buying some tokens. So people make the confusion of saying, okay, I bought some R1, now I'm an investor in Ratio1. And this is, I think, a huge misconception, because this basically attacks the core of the decentralization. This is like a direct attack to the idea of decentralization itself. When you buy the token, you provide nothing in terms of decentralization, in terms of the protocol. When you spin off a node, very simple, maybe you don't even have to buy a node to buy a license and spin a mainnet node. It's enough for you to launch a testnet or devnet node that costs nothing. You just have to install it on your computer. That means being part of the decentralization. And this is a huge misconception, in my opinion, Petrica.
Yeah, but I know what's the cause of this. The main cause of this mentality is based on the fact that as any disruptive technology, blockchain, and especially through its economical value by using crypto assets and cryptocurrencies, uh, as any disruptive technology brought a lot of uh, how would you call it, fast appreciation. It's like the same it happened with the internet bubble. Nobody knew what it was, but everybody wanted to be in it. We've seen tokens and assets growing overnight without any background, and people started joining this, let's say, industry, niche industry for now, because it's still not so adopted in order to be a mainstream technology. They joined for the wrong reasons. So uh, it's really hard in a way to try to work with an industry that there are a lot of that has a lot of people with the wrong reasons behind. Just I wouldn't say it's a wrong reason, because it's not bad to think about getting richer, getting more value, but it's not only about it. I would expect people to see beyond the getting rich fast mentality and start participating, being part of decentralization, increasing the decentralization. The more of us participating, the more decentralized the ecosystems are. And I think once the trigger will start again, because it happened in the past. When all these things with Bitcoin and Ethereum started, it was much more pure than it is right now. The fault of this mentality right now is based purely on the crazy prices some of the assets achieved in the last 6, 7, 8 years. So once people will actually calm down a bit and start to see what's the importance of this decentralization, I think the mentality will switch more towards participation, more towards stable long-term value growth than on overnight uh, baseless getting rich process.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree. All right. Well, I think we do need to wrap things up for today. Thank you everyone so much for joining. As always, make sure to write your questions in the comments. We will tackle more of these topics because it's not done. But yeah, take care everyone. See you next time.
See you guys. Bye.
See you.